Hi, my name's Sarah Longbottom and this is my application video. I was born in London to a family of a mum, a dad and an older brother. We lived there until I was 7 years old and then we moved to Buckinghamshire, which is north-west of London. There I attended high school and left high school in 2009 with 3 A-levels. Then I took a gap year and travelled for a year around Australia and New Zealand. I gained a lot of independence and really developed a love of travel. Then I went to the University of Bath and studied psychology for 4 years. The 4-year course included a year on placement, and this placement I spent living in London and working at Great Ormond Street Hospital on the psychiatric inpatient unit. It was very interesting and very challenging, and I decided that I preferred the field of educational psychology to clinical psychology. I really loved my degree and I graduated in 2014 with a 2:1. I then took an intensive 5-week TEFL course, which involved teaching in Oxford and also teaching in Hungary. In Oxford I was teaching adults and in Hungary I was teaching young learners in a public high school. In total I did 120 teaching hours as part of my TEFL course. I then went to travel around South America with the idea of settling somewhere to teach English. I chose South America because I wanted to develop my Spanish and I wanted to immerse myself in a completely different culture. I settled in Colombia and I taught there for 18 months. I taught 3 6-month contracts. I worked in a public high school teaching students aged 13 to 18 who were mostly from a disadvantaged background. It was quite challenging but really rewarding. I worked with 3 different co-teachers and I adapted to their teaching styles. I fully immersed myself within the culture and made a lot of really strong friendships with my co-teachers, really immersed myself within the community, attended all school events, and I took up salsa dancing. I loved living in Colombia. It was a big challenge to my life to immerse myself in a different culture and to be speaking a different language every day, but it was totally worth it. So why do I want to work in South Korea? I want to dedicate myself to my Korean students and encourage them to travel and work abroad through the use of the English language. I'm excited to share with my Korean students and my co-teachers my culture and my own personal experience of travel, and I'm also excited to learn from them about Korean culture and really immerse myself in the daily life of school and outside of school as well. I'm really excited to be in South Korea because they have such a positive attitude towards education and towards personal development. I also want to develop my own teaching experience in a remarkably diverse culture to what I was in Colombia. I feel like working in South Korea will be a lot stricter to Colombia, and therefore I'll be able to better develop my teaching practices. So why me? I've proven through my education and through my experience that I'm dedicated to teaching. I'm particularly enthusiastic about working in a public school because I really feel like you can have the most impact on the students when in a public school. Those students don't usually have the opportunity or have the availability of a native English speaker, and so you really have more potential to encourage them to work and travel. I also have experience of living and teaching in a foreign country, so I know what it's like to put yourself in a completely different culture and have to adapt to the daily life and different norms and different routines. And I really embrace the challenge. I always embrace every opportunity that's given to me, every experience that is available. And I have a yes attitude, so I'm saying yes to the GOE programme. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you consider my application. Bye!